Hey guys, it's Lex
and Courtney,
and you are listening to another episode of The Pleasure's All Yours. We are here encouraging sexual liberation in the Black and queer communities.
Yes, we are here to laugh, learn, and discover all the ways that the pleasure is
all yours.
It's all yours, baby.
She said your mess up is your own, bitch. Okay,
hey, Lex.
What's up, girl?
Hey, how are you doing?
I've gotten to a nice point of high. So I'm feeling great.
Oh, good. I love that for you. You deserve it.
Thank you so much.
We do have a guest in the studio that I wanted to just acknowledge before we move forward.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce yourself, guest?
Yes, sure. I'm Naima. I'm a filmmaker. I'm currently working on a documentary called Sex Talk, and our goal is to normalize conversations around sex and pleasure in the Black community.
I love that.
Thanks y'all for having me.
Yes.
I love the podcast.
We are so excited to have you, and we're going to dive into all of that later on the pleasure principle. But if you've never listened to an episode of The Pleasure's All Yours, we love to start out all of our episodes with a pleasure moment. And a pleasure moment can really be anything during your week that excites you, made you happy, made you feel good. It can be as small as a cup of coffee, or it can be as large as having a baby. Any thoughts on that one, Lex?
I don't want that.
So Lex, could you actually start us off with your pleasure moment today?
I was, I always forget. I don't know how I always forget about the pleasure moment.
It's like one of our only constants.
Exactly. But I think my pleasure moment would probably be scheduling my consultation for a breast reduction. Yeah, that's definitely my pleasure moment because, bitch,
those titties gotta go.
Yo, the titties are good, okay? Titties are good. Titties are great. I just want less of them, thank you. Like,
you want to be able to breathe sometimes.
I would like to be able to breathe. Like, the fact that, somebody can come up behind me and hold my titties up and I'm like, almost having an orgasm right then and there is absolutely insane. But I will say, whenever I was booking it, she was like, so if it's not medically necessary, your consultation is $125. Like if they examine me, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I said. But they're like, if the doctor examines you and they don't think it's medically necessary, then it's $125.
Just for the visit.
Just for the visit.
Wow. And then would it not be covered by your insurance if they also deem it medically unnecessary? That's crazy. That won't happen.
Yeah, they're
like the back pain, the little dents in your shoulders,
in my shoulders,
from the bra strap,
the permanent hardness I have at the base of my neck.
Yeah, and make sure you tell him how much your back hurts, how it prevents you from, moving your body. Like,
are you coming with me?
Yes, but I can't. I mean, I guess I could be like, oh, by the way, doc, her back hurts whenever she walks. Like, I can and I will, but I want you to advocate for yourself too.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's really crazy if they deem it medically unnecessary.
Yeah, I'd have to. Bow, 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 bow.
Oh my God. Who? You're what?
Damn.
So crazy.
Bitch, what do you mean?
You're gonna get a phone call on Monday morning and it's like, hello, so we found your podcast and you threatened the doctor's office, so you have to cancel your appointment. I do want to say, like, I've heard pregnant women also do that. Like, they like when people come up behind them and lift their belly off of like their back and like their not uterus, but like all the other organs, like just like lift, and like the sigh of relief that it gives them. It's literally like you're carrying a child on the front of your body.
Yeah, 2 of them actually.
Wow, crazy. I love that for you. I'm so excited. Yeah. Okay, Naima, what's your pleasure moment?
Well, I would say first, I feel you, Lex, on not wanting the kids thing. I'm not a fan as well.
Yeah.
But, I would say I recently got a kitten and she's so tiny and I just love just coming home to her. Like, it's just the most adorable thing. So
I love that.
What's your kitten's name?
We named her Issa after Issa Rae.
Love it.
Yes.
Love
you
it.
are black.
Do
really
you
could tell her that.
What kind of cat is it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know the kind, but she's black and white. But yeah.
Perfect. Oh, little tuxedo baby. So cute. That is definitely a pleasure moment. Are you a cat person more so than a dog person?
I am, definitely, because I just feel like they're more chill and I'm more chill, so I just feel like we get each other, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm definitely a dog
What about
person. Definitely a dog person. I love cats. No, I'm lying. I don't particularly like cats. However, I like tolerate them, and I like certain cats. Like there's 2 cats that I like that I won't be like, okay, you can't even be around me. And it's Lex's cat Bean, and then my ex's cat Bella. I love them. I will sometimes let them like sit on me for long periods of time. But it's just the hair. Like, it's really the hair. It's not even so much the control thing, you know? Like I know for a while you were like, well, Court, that's why you don't like cats, because you like to control things and you can't control them. And it's like, nah, it's not even really, it's the hair. And it's also the fact that they're getting on your counters, because can you control that?
Yeah.
Because
I have to put like things on the counters but I will say I am a cat person. I have 2 cats, but I have already said once my cats are no more of this world, I'm not getting any more pets. Like I love them. I do. I love them so dearly. I do. I really do. But bitch, I'm tired.
Yeah. Understandable.
I'm tired.
They are truly children.
They are.
Like, you've had them what now for 12 years? Like
Meow Meow
together?
just turned 13 in May.
Wow.
And Bean is like 6 or 7.
Wow. Yeah, it's a long time, bitch.
Yeah.
And then Naima, you said you don't even want kids.
I don't, but cats are like really low maintenance to me compared to dogs. Like I feel like
they are really low maintenance.
Like you could leave them for a few days and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like for them, you give them enough food, you know, whatever. Naima, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo.
It's your season.
Yeah, it is almost your season. Wow.
Yeah, the 25th.
Yeah. Yes, that's so exciting. And do you have any birthday plans?
So I'm having an event. It's like kind of sex positive themed. Like there's going to be like a facilitator there to kind of talk about like the stuff we're talking about in the documentary. And like I'm inviting some friends and we're going to have just like a kind of sex themed get together kind of thing.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Will there be kissing?
You know, I don't know what the plans are.
Okay.
You know,
it's up in the air. Show up and find out.
Yeah.
So let's see where the night goes. Okay.
That
I
sounds
just wanted
beautiful.
to know what kind of party it was, but that's all.
I've never been to a sex party, but I'm really interested. I just haven't come across one yet that I'm like, I want to go.
Now, I know you're based in Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you'll find them out there. Okay,
Yeah.
They're out there. Yeah, you got to do a little digging, but yeah, the gays love to play out there.
The gays love to play.
Speaking of, what are your identifiers, if you do not mind me asking? If you even adhere to identifying yourself.
Yeah, well, my pronouns are she, her. In terms of sexuality, it's kind of up in the air, I would say. Like, yeah, I don't really have like something that feels great yet, but yeah.
Yeah, understandable. And how old are you, if you also don't mind me asking?
23.
Okay, awesome. And when you say like you haven't found something that really sticks yet, you're just like, I don't even want to say fluid, because I feel
exploring.
Like it's yeah. Are you in like explorative phase?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would say that.
There's a lot of different things and a lot of different sexy people, and it's just kind of hard. So
yeah, narrow down that list.
Yeah, bitch, I'm queer. We've said it before, bitch. I'm just queer. Give me that gay shit.
I like what I like.
Yeah,
that's what makes it.
Yeah,
I like what I like, honey.
Yes.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the Sex Talk documentary, which I'm so excited to see and so excited to learn more about, I actually do have a fun fact for you guys.
Oh, yes, Courtney.
I'm on it, bitch.
I haven't had a single fun fact this month, so I love that.
Yeah.
You've had 2. Well, you had like multiple in the other episode.
I did. We're sticking to the script. Okay?
Yes.
Every other week. So, I have had like an obscene amount of these articles sent to me, like by my friends, like memes and Instagram videos, TikToks, like all of it. Have you guys ever heard of the cotton swab blowjob?
No.
Naima, that's not on your radar? Okay, great. Well, it will be. It will be after this. Okay.
After today, you will be in the loop.
In the loop. So I do want to start by saying I feel like personally this could go for either gender. Everybody can do this. Let's call it cotton swab oral sex.
Okay.
Try elevating your oral with a little cotton swab action. And no, it does not involve you sticking a cotton swab up anybody's urethra or vagina or any of that. If you've got the wingspan, which is like when your arms are stretched, if you have like a good reach with your arms.
Yeah.
And then like the dexterity, you should try sliding that cotton swab in your partner's ear canal for an extra toe curling experience. Do you guys clean your ears with cotton swabs?
I have stopped ever since my ear infection.
Naima?
I don't.
You don't. Okay, I do.
But it's a fabulous feeling.
It does.
It is really, really
I'm not
good.
saying you should try it because people say it's like dangerous.
Not the air quotes.
Because it's...
ENTs say it's dangerous.
Some people, we're not sure what kind of qualifications they have, but I don't trust them personally.
Bitch, you crack me the fuck up.
I'm sorry. I've been cleaning my ears with ear swabs since I was a baby, but I can understand how it would give you an ear infection, especially if you have like stuff on the outside and then you're pushing it inside of your ear. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you know how, I forgot what we were talking about. You know how pleasurable of an experience that is. Like when you're just standing there and you're like, ooh, that's an itch I didn't even know was there. Or just like the general feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put a vibrator to your ear. That's the real itch scratcher right there.
Okay, so yesterday when I asked you if you do the thing that black people do where you're like, you like hold your ear down. I'm not. You hold your ear down and you do that thing in the back of your throat where it's like, do you know what I'm talking about, Naima?
Yes.
That loud, disgusting ass song.
I don't like to say shit is ghetto, okay? But like that shit is ghetto. I can't stand when black people do that shit.
That's some real nigga behavior.
That is nigga behavior.
With an ER.
Yeah, so I guess if that would help you avoid having to do, like if using the vibrator on your ear would help you avoid that, then I might.
Yo, I be putting it on like the second setting, and I'll just like not like put it where that little hump thing on your ear is that connects to your head. You know?
Yeah, in the back of your ear?
No,
on the back of your ear?
in the front of your
you mean,
ear.
your tragus.
That thing, yeah.
Okay.
So I just press it up against there, and I'll just be sitting there like, oh my God, yes! Because it feels so good.
That's the clip.
Yeah, that's really where it is.
Everybody has to know about this trick, this tidbit from you.
If you have a vibrator handy right now, if you're listening and you have a vibrator handy right now, just take it out, turn it on, and just put it up against your ear. Tell me that doesn't feel good.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I will try and then I'll let you know. So that being said, have y'all ever eaten out an ear?
I like to get my ears eaten out.
You like that?
Yeah, I think I've had them eaten out. I don't think I've done it.
Okay. All right. I've definitely had both and I hate one, which is the getting eaten. Like
I love it.
It sounds like
Ew.
Exactly, bitch. So why the fuck would I want that while you're trying to fuck me?
That's not what it sounds like, and that's not what it feels like. It literally like makes me come out of my skin.
Ew.
Like,
all of my partners have always like their ears sucked. Like they will tell me like, oh yeah, like my ears.
It's also just like breath in my ear, like whispering in my ear, like when you talk to me in my ear. My ears are really sensitive. Stop making that face.
This is what I do whenever people get really close to my ear. Like no thank you. So, but tell me why you said the breath and like is it like also the feeling that they're licking something that is usually not touched?
No, it's just sensitive and it just feels really good. Like I just feel it in my pussy. Like
how far do you like it? Like each one of my partners like a different part of their ear licks.
You don't have to put your tongue inside my ear, but like I don't mind if you do, you know? And then like just like biting my earlobe, just like even just like breathing into my ear, like all of those things will make me like short circuit.
I don't think you got that ear infection from a cotton swab. I'll tell you that.
Bitch.
You got your ear infection from having somebody stick a tongue in your ear canal.
I'm about to jump out this 10th floor window, please.
Well, okay, if you're somebody that likes your ears fondled, and then try out a cotton swab in your ear while you're getting head of any kind. And I'm not going to suggest your partner does it for you if they're the ones pleasuring you, because that is too much going on. That's somebody accidentally hitting your eardrum. That's just like, it seems like a little too much work for me to like move my head and then also move my hands in like a motorcycle. No. So you can do it yourself. Hold your cotton swab in your ear and like twirl it to the rhythm of what's going on in between your pants and see what kind of orgasm that gives you.
Okay.
That's my fun fact. Try it out. Somebody try it out.
Let me know when you try it out, Court.
Oh, you're the one that likes ear shit. Like, I don't fucking get it. My God. Anyway. So for our pleasure principle this week, we have Naima on to talk about her documentary called Sex Talk. And Naima, I wanted to bring up like how we found each other. So if I'm not mistaken, you were part of one of Diamond Williamson. She was on an episode called, she's actually been on a few episodes.
Yeah, she has.
But one with her partner in February, and then previously she was on an episode that talked about friendship. But she's also a filmmaker. So she had a small group, I believe it was for creatives. And you hopped on and were able to like share some of like the beginnings of Sex Talk, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like for idea support, and so we were all just sharing like projects we had and like different struggles we were having, and I got like so much great advice. And then Diamond told me like, you have to check out this podcast called The Pleasure's All Yours, and I was like, I checked it out and I loved it so much, and then reached out to y'all, and I'm so happy that you got back to me.
Me too. And like we had the privilege of getting to just like chat with you separately, like a little bit more about your project and to be like a part of it in some ways. So I'm really, really excited to like see the fruits of your labor with that.
Yeah.
But of course I wanted to open the floor to you to tell us a little bit about what Sex Talk is about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Sex Talk is basically we're interviewing around 18 to 20 Black women and femmes, and there's some men also, but it's majority Black women and femmes, but we're basically talking about everything kind of that we wish was talked about more, all the things related to sex that are like really taboo. We're talking about masturbation, we're talking about religion, shame, queer sex, communicating during sex, toys, kinks, sex parties, like everything that we're just like, we don't hear enough about this, and it's like so taboo to like the average person, but like we just feel like these are experiences that the Black community especially, like we should have more knowledge about these experiences. We should be able to see ourselves represented in these experiences a lot more often, because I feel like, like we're a sex obsessed culture, but it's always like this one particular type of person, this one particular type of experience that is seen as okay and normal, but like we're all individuals, we're all so unique, like we need more diverse representations of sex and like what is possible for all of us. So we just really wanted to like see what kind of conversations we could have, what kind of things could come out of it. And I think we had some really great conversations, some really like, just I learned so much. Like I think that it's been a really great experience, and I'm really excited to just show the world.
Yes, I really can't wait to see it. I know recently you posted a clip of it as well on Instagram, and I was watching it and I was like, okay, like how Diamond had Best Friends Not Forever in the theater. I'm like, I would love to see this like in a theater and just
sit with other Black people and Black femmes that are part of this documentary. That'd be so cool. So I know you said a few times we. So is it just you working on the project, or do you have a team?
So right now it's a 2-person team. It's me and my friend Amina. We've been like co-directing, co-producing, just like, you know, at every interview, bouncing ideas off of each other. And she's been just amazing just to have someone to just like, you know, because it's like sex, like I think it's like it can be as, you know, it's kind of gentle. I just, you know, it's nice to have someone that can like talk to you about these things and just kind of be like, okay, this could be perceived in this way, or this could be perceived in that way, or maybe we should do this. just to make sure we're like approaching it in like the best way possible. So really appreciate her. She couldn't make it today, but she's been amazing, and I'm so grateful to have her support throughout this.
And how did you link up with Amina?
Yeah, we met at a writing workshop actually at this organization called Spark in Atlanta, and it was themed kind of around like the vagina monologues, but kind of a redoing of the vagina monologues. And we were just like writing based off of these prompts about sexuality and eroticism, and just got to talking. And then I posted on my Instagram about just like my interest in doing this, and was just like, does anybody want to help me? Anybody interested? And she swiped up and she was like, I love talking about sex, let's do it. Met up like probably 2 or 3 days later, and we've been working since like September 2023, just trying to get this done.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you like, cause like that's what I would say about like doing the podcast. It's like, it's really great having Courtney, and like even when it's like the middle of the day, or maybe even like sometimes the middle of the night, and I'm like having an idea, or like, you know, just trying to find different ways to approach new topics that we know more about, ways that we can like spin topics to kind of be a little more fresh or from a different angle. Like having a sounding board is really nice.
Duos get shit done.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, truly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, like, I feel like it's going to look so much different than if I just did it alone, because you have those two people. And, like, I think that's really beautiful. Like, this would not look the same, you know, if you had one person, 2, 3, like, just collaborating. I think is really beautiful.
Different perspectives. Like, even though you come from the angle of the same place, like me and Lex have a lot of the same ideas and like same beliefs, we have very different perspectives on how to approach those beliefs and how we talk about those beliefs.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm sure that definitely comes through in y'all's interview styles, and like the questions that Amina might ask and the questions that you, Naima, might ask. And I also really love that y'all's names are like
so close.
Like,
yeah,
great. They coordinate very well together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the same letters, except I don't have an H, but it's like all the same letters.
Yeah, that's awesome. And also she is like very outspoken in the best of ways. I follow her on her socials as well, and like even this week she was posting like she was talking that shit on her Instagram live or like a reel, and I was like hell yeah, I like her vibe. So I'll definitely pop both of y'all's socials in our description of the episode, so you guys can follow along with them as they continue on this journey. So I wanted to ask you what led you to wanting to even like create this documentary. Like, so before September of 2023, was there an experience that you had that you were like, oh bitch, I need to get this on film immediately?
I would say like, I feel like just from a young age, I've just been like so intrigued with sex. Like everyone is always talking about it, but it's like at the same time, people are not actually talking about it. Like there's so many topics that are not discussed like in the mainstream. And I was just so intrigued. And when I started having my own experiences, I just felt like this was not what I expected. And I was just trying to figure out like, why is there, like, what is this discrepancy that's happening? Like why, like I feel like I had this knowing that like the potential of sex, but it was just like my experiences were not matching up with that. And so I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? And I just wanted to like talk to people. Like I wanted to talk to Black people and just people that were having different experiences, and just seeing like, what are y'all's experiences like? Are we having similar experiences? Are we having different experiences? I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to sex in their bodies, they feel so alone and so weird, and so like I'm the only person in the world who's been through this. But like I feel like we're just so taught to keep it to ourselves that like we think we're alone, but we're really not. So I just wanted, like, for myself, for other people, anyone that was feeling like, you know, they want to have better experiences, or they're just not sure where to turn, to have like a resource to see like there's people like me that are having these experiences. I'm not crazy, and like it can get better. It can, you know, like the potential that sex can offer you. So
speaking of people to support you or talk to you, how did you grow up, and how does your family, like, what do they think about you doing this documentary all about Black women and sexuality?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I had it better than a lot of people growing up. I didn't grow up religious, so there wasn't that like you're going to hell type of, you know, rhetoric in my house. My mom, I remember she would tell me like, she was like, sex can be really beautiful if you do it with someone you love. My dad was always just like, use protection. And I felt like that was just like more positive than other stories I've heard. And in terms of this documentary, I think, you know, like it's not the most comfortable thing for their daughter to be doing, but they have been supportive of me, and I really appreciate that. And, you know, just, you know, them giving me the space to explore this interest, even though I can tell they're uncomfortable a little bit, but like I think that, you know, that's just part of the process when you're like doing this kind of work. Like we just have to keep talking about it so that people become more comfortable, and then like over time it just gets easier and easier, but like you might have to, you know, be uncomfortable a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, I think I think that they have the ability to learn, that like your family has the ability to learn things from you as you're going through this process, and like, you know, as long as they remain open. I think we have very similar stories of how like our parents talk to us about sex. I would say my mom pretty much said verbatim the same thing. Like, it can be very like beautiful and powerful when it's with somebody that you love and somebody that loves you. And like, I think my mom's talk about sex is more focused on like self-worth, like make sure you're just doing it for the right reasons. But I don't think I've ever asked you like how did your mom talk to you about sex, if she decided to talk to you about sex?
I mean, I never got like an actual sex talk from any older person in my life, but like it was like always talked about around me and like insinuated in like things that my mom would watch or like things that would just be on TV, you know? So I think that's it. That is what like also sparked my curiosity at such a young age. But anytime my mom would even like say anything about sex, it would always be like, if you have sex, you're gonna get pregnant, and I don't know what I'm not gonna know what to tell you then. Like, it was
more like these are the consequences of sex, like having sex, you're gonna get punished by getting pregnant or by getting an STD or whatever.
Yeah. So it wasn't like any positive conversation, and it wasn't until like, I mean, as I was growing up, obviously, like I didn't know what these things were, but I knew I was like interested in them. But when I got to like my freshman year of high school, I took a sex ed and child development class, and that is when I was like, oh, okay, like now the things that I think make a lot more sense. And it kind of like pushed me into a direction to seek my own information. And then that is when it really interest. Yes, that is really when I was like, okay, I'm definitely queer. I don't really like men. Like even like the thought of having a baby, like I will do everything I absolutely need to never have that happen, because ew. Yeah. You know, so it was just like that. But yeah, no, most of my sex education I have gotten on my own.
Which, I mean, again, is why Sex Talk, this documentary, why our podcasts are like really important, because somebody's going to stumble upon this episode, or somebody's going to stumble upon your documentary and be like, oh, I'm this, or oh, there's a whole community out here. People, love it. Yeah. People say media is not important.
It is indeed.
So you kind of talked about the topics that you cover: masturbation, pleasure, trauma, shame. What do you think is like your favorite segment of this documentary? Like which one of these topics did you align with?
So many. I think the one that I aligned with the most was casual sex, because I feel like my experiences have been like majority casual, and like there's just so much stigma around that, and like there's not a lot of information about like how to navigate casual sex in a healthy way, or just like, you know, and I just feel like that's really important, because I feel like sex, like I don't think it has to always be within the confines of a committed relationship. But I think that at the same time, like with casual sex, like there is a lot of room for miscommunication, and there is a lot of room for, you know, not having the best experiences. So I really enjoy just hearing people's perspectives about like this is how you go about it in a healthy way. This is how you go about it in a positive way. This is how you make sure that like you're getting your needs met and like you're feeling good emotionally throughout the whole process. And yeah, I just appreciated that because I feel like, you know, we only hear about like wait until marriage, or it's just like so taboo if it's like outside of a committed relationship. But I feel like we need to talk more about casual sex and like the potential that you can find within that if that's for you. Like it's not for everybody, but I think like at least having that on the table and like being able to consider that without being called a slut or something, and without like, you know, being afraid of getting an STD or whatever, like I think that's important.
I cannot wait for that topic to come up in the documentary because I really want to see how other Black women like view casual sex and like those boundaries between friends and lovers and, you know, what do you call it, fuck buddies. Like I feel like they're all at different buckets. And I know last week I kind of am having that issue like compartmentalizing, and Lex has the mindset of like, why are we even compartmentalizing? Like you don't have to compartmentalize anything as long as you know and that other person knows what that relationship is to each other, then like you're solid and it can switch from all three of these little buckets.
Yeah.
But like that's just so hard for me. So I'm really excited to hear other people's like opinions on that. I'm gonna ask though, like, Naima, have you ever fucked your friends?
I think like one time, not like a super close friend, but like one time, and I think it didn't really go that well. But I think that it was a communication issue, and I'm still like, I'm not opposed to it. I feel like I have a lot more like knowledge now and I'm like more confident like moving forward. So I'm not opposed to it, but like, yeah, I've had, you know, like it can get, you know, you can have miscommunication and, you know, it's part of life, but like, yeah, I'm not opposed to it in the future.
Yeah. I think that it's like the safest environment to explore and to really like be as free as you can when you are like, it's like, yeah, we can have like all these casual partners and like, you know, even just like, long-term partners as well. But I feel like there's just like when you hang out with your friends after you like, you know, you're really like in a emotionally vulnerable place, and like after hanging out with someone that you really care about, and like that feeling you have like after, that is what I associate like having playtime with my friends. Like I just feel like it's such a good place to have fun and to be as free and as like myself as I possibly can in those moments, because like we've already established that like we're like this.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. So I'm like, I already know that you're here and you know that I'm here, and after this I'm still going to be here and you're still going to be here, and we're just going to keep doing what we were doing before, you know. But I understand like the like how hard it is to shed the compartments, because it's like that is also what like what you grow up learning, is that your friends are your friends, your partners are your partners, and they never mesh. That's like the whole
it's also in my past has just been pretty complicated.
Yeah.
Like I think I've tried, like I ended up fucking like maybe two or three, and I want to say out of the three, two of them, it just got really complicated. And I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, and maybe that's me. Like, I need to deal with it.
But like, what was the like key denominator in those complications though?
I don't know.
Cause like, just like she was saying, like the communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was expectations for one, maybe. And then I don't know. I guess I need to think about it. But like it didn't. I was like, this is way too much energy to expend for me, so I will shut it down. Okay. What have you learned throughout the process of making this documentary?
I would say, like the main thing that I learned is just that like everyone just had such different experiences, and I think like a big thing is always just like you're thinking about, am I normal as you're navigating everything? And like I feel like just hearing everyone's different answers just really makes like space for you to just like be like, I am normal, I'm unique, and like whatever I'm into, whatever I want to do, however I want to communicate, like that's fine. It's just about finding someone you're aligned with. And then I think just also like learning about like people's different definitions of sex. We're all different too, so it's like you're coming in and you're like, you guys could have these different definitions of sex and like have all these expectations, but I think like it becomes the best when you like drop all the expectations and you're like, let's just like create this unique experience together. And I think that can be really beautiful. And yeah, just like dropping expectations and like being your authentic self and just like making space for whatever to happen. I think that is like a way to know that like you're having like a positive experience.
I think that that's one thing that I have been like really working on is dropping expectations of people and just communicating what I need from people. And then like, if they are able to meet that need, then cool. If not, then like, it's not like it's not like I've been disappointed or anything because I didn't expect that of you, which is why I asked you, you know? So I think like instead of trying to expect things from people, I've just been trying to ask things of others and just to see if they're able to meet me there. But that has been like, I didn't even realize that is something that I have been doing until you were saying that. I was like, wow, I really don't be expecting anything from anybody. But if I need something, I'm like, hey, could you please?
But yeah, I think that is a big thing, like expectation versus like communicating what you want. I feel like that is a different thing. Like I think with expectation, you're just like, you're not communicating sometimes and you're just like hoping that something happens. But I think like if you're being authentic, then I think you are going to say like what you want. And then it's like, yeah, like maybe they will want to do it and it works out great. Maybe they won't. And you can just like move on and not have to go through an experience that where you're like incompatible. But like, yeah.
Communication skills is just like, it's so important.
In like so many different ways. Like in so many different ways. Yeah. A
lot of things like would be easier for me if I learned how to communicate better.
But you're constantly learning.
Yeah,
and
exactly. It'll never stop.
And you will be constantly learning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then with different people, you have to learn how to communicate differently with that person. And
gotta read the room.
Yeah. I don't think you could be a good lover without being a good communicator. There's no way.
Sometimes it's the way you say words. Why do you say that so breathy?
Because I feel like it's a romantic word. Like there's certain words you have to draw a breath before you say. Like Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay, yeah.
You know? Naima, what do you hope the audience will learn or gain from this documentary?
I really hope that like everyone can see themselves in somebody's story, someone's experience. Like I really love all the people that we interviewed. I love that you guys got to be interviewed too. I love that there was just like so many different experiences, and like I just want someone to like see themselves, see their experiences represented, because like I just love to hear about like people that are into the things I'm into or that look the way that I look, and just like I feel like it gives me like permission to do certain things, or like it just affirms me, and it's like, okay, I'm not crazy, I'm not weird, like this is totally fine. Like I think that's all it takes sometimes, is just like seeing someone that you relate to saying like, this is okay, like you're fine. And that has just done so much for me, so hoping that I can like provide that for someone else too.
Absolutely. I love that. I do have one more question, and this is really for all of us, I think. But what are some of the things that we had to unlearn from sex education and things we wish we learned, or like we wish that we heard talked about? And I guess I'll start with you, Naima.
Yeah, so for me, like I just don't remember ever hearing a word about pleasure. I don't remember ever hearing a word about foreplay or anything like that. So like when I was having my first experiences, like I thought it was normal to be in pain. Like porn to me looked like the girl was in pain the whole time. So I'm like, oh, this is just normal. Let me just suck it up. Let me just, not say anything. And that has been really hard for me, just learning to like speak up and like stop a situation if I'm like in pain or something. That's something I wish I learned. Just like more emphasis on pleasure, and it doesn't just have to be about making a baby or making a man happy or
or like a way to receive love.
Yeah.
Like, I know, actually, yeah, that's absolutely something that we did not talk about in sex ed, is like the emotional impact of sex.
Yeah.
And like how to protect yourself from other people's emotional manipulation, but also how to like your self-worth, and like understand that like giving sex to somebody is not going to mean a relationship. Giving sex to somebody does not mean love. Like, I think I definitely went through a phase in college where I was just like hooking up with people because I was like, oh, well, this means that I'm like likable, or this means that somebody has like a desire for me. But it doesn't, honey, because we learned last week these niggas, which is what I was fucking the majority of college, do not have to have any brain power to orgasm, and it shows.
They would fuck a sneeze if they could. If they had no other anything to stick their dick in and they really, really wanted to, they would fuck a sneeze.
That's literally what my therapist said one day. She was like, girl, you cannot stress over these men like this. They will fuck a lubed up Buddha. And because she had a little Buddha in her office, so she pointed at him. She's like, if that Buddha had a hole in its stomach, they would put some lube in that bitch and fuck it.
Yeah, they would.
And she's for real. No offense, guys.
You're looking for sex as like a validation tool. Like, that's not the way to go at all. Like, I remember, like, I was having sex with this guy, and he was, like, so attractive, but afterwards I was like, the sex was not good, and I'm just like, this is not getting you where you want to go. Like,
I'm looking at you thinking about Jimmy from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
I'm sorry.
Which one was that? Jimmy, the one with the braces?
Oh.
And the weird shaped head? Like, as soon as I have sex with someone and it's bad, I immediately imagine them as an Ed, Edd n Eddy character, and I'm like,
my God.
no.
When's the last time I had bad sex? Yeah, I've had bad sex. Not recently.
I haven't had bad sex in a while.
I just talked about it. I guess that wasn't sex though. Anyway,
I think I would probably say like. Probably like the shame and like religious part, like shedding that part of having sex, and like really not even like really more so thinking like, okay, if it feels as good as it does, what would be the point of being shameful with it? If all of the people that are involved are like good people and they respect me and they care for me, why would this be a shameful thing? Like, if it's this much fun, why would it be shameful? Like, it doesn't make sense. And then like, you know, the whole like, how is it that, you know, my time on earth is going to be judged by what kind of sex I had with what person and how often and with how many and like all these things, you know, like it just didn't make any sense to me. So I think like maybe just like also taking the whole like religious and shameful thing out of it. Like, sex is okay and it can be fun and it's fine for you to want it. It's fine for you to have it also. I think that is probably it. 'Cause like for a little while, like even though in high school I was on one,
you were experiencing so many new things.
I was. And after high school I was on one. I've been on one.
Yeah.
But there was a period where I was on one because I was feeling so shameful, and I was doing it more so as a punishment to myself, because it also was like not good sex, and like it wasn't safe either. Yeah. Like I wasn't being 100% safe. So yeah, I think that I definitely went through a period of time, and I did like so much crying during that time as well, because I was punishing myself, because it's like, you shouldn't be doing this, and you shouldn't be having fun, and it shouldn't feel good.
Yeah. So now you get to,
exactly.
I understand.
And once I came out of that, I was like, whew, man, girl.
Glad that's over.
Girl, thank you. Whoever put that idea in my head, you need your ass beat.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay.
I've come undone.
Oh, hello.
Naima, I do know that you guys are currently in the middle of crowdfunding for this documentary. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Can you tell us where our audience can contribute to you, and just like plug all your socials and everything?
Yes. So we are crowdfunding with a platform called Seed and Spark. So on the website with our campaign, we have like a video of kind of an introduction to what we're going to be talking about. We have some clips of our guests. We have just like topics that we're going over, and then you scroll down, there's more information about me and Amina, the story behind it, kind of some similar projects and things like that. And so, yeah, we're trying to raise $6,000 by August 1st so that we can really improve the production quality and just, really give this project the quality it deserves. So let me find the link real quick so I can say it out loud.
And it will also be at the link in our description box as well, so you can just click on that little link and give them your monies, honey, because this is going to be good.
Even just a few monies.
Like, even just whatever monies you got.
If all of us gave 2 monies, that would be a lot of monies.
Yeah, that would be a lot of monies.
Yeah.
So it's seedandspark.com/fund/sex-talk.
We love it. We love it. And again, if you're driving, bitch, don't worry about writing it down.
Just check the description when you get to the place you going, girl.
Oh, and then we have a Instagram page for the documentary.
Yes, please.
And that's Sex Talk Documentary. And then you can just click the link in our bio, and then you'll go to the crowdfunding campaign.
Beautiful, Naima. Thank you so much for joining us. And anything else you would like to add? Do you want to plug yourself? Please plug yourself so that we can follow you and all of the amazing other filmmaking that you do in the future.
Yeah, it's Stories by Naima on Instagram, Naima.
Stories by Naima, Naima, honey. Thank you, girl. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And before I let everybody go, let me fucking plug ourselves, bitch. I was like, I know there's something else I need to say. If this is your first time listening to us, thank you for listening, bitch. Go ahead and subscribe and like our YouTube video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, honey. Go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts and go ahead and follow us so you don't miss an episode. And actually now on Spotify, you can comment under episodes.
Oh, hell
So please, if you are a Spotify listener, which only like 20% of y'all are when I look at the stats.
Yeah.
Go ahead and comment like your favorite part of our episode. Shout out Naima. Tell us what you're most looking forward to in the documentary. Tell us how much you donated, bitch. Flaunt you and your philanthropy. Okay, whatever you gotta do.
Hit us with one of them, girl. What?
Yeah.
Like, even then, that'd be cracking me the fuck up.
Anything. I love those.
Girl, what?
Same on Apple Podcasts. Rate us. Leave us a review. All that stuff really helps so that we can get seen by more beautiful black bitches like you. Follow us on Instagram at allyourpleasures_same on TikTok. And that's all I got.
Yeah.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.